We become part of the Chinese national operation. We have joined forces with Chinese government, and we become international organization. The details of the joint venture has been signed last May. So for the first time we announced, Keshe Foundation moves its formal operation to the Chinese central government's operation. And we have received a massive backing, and the new developments will come out of China Keshe Foundation. We thank Chinese leadership in recognizing the power of this technology. Many of our work has been centralized in China for the past few months since opening up the corona, and you will see products from Keshe Foundation in China, but with the quality of the Western quality standard. In that process, whatever you have in the packages of the Keshe Foundation left is there, but prices and the products will change to in the next 6 months, a year, to a totally different way. Promotion and sale is out of our hand. You're a scientific support and development. So if you go on the Keshe Foundation website, you will see products reduced or half price, or get one free. And this will be actually sentimental things, because that's the last time Keshe Foundation, as independent organization, puts products in the market. We are committed into Chinese government structure of signing contract that internally within China and externally outside China, all operations will be handled by the Chinese structure. So you will see us in what we call health, material, space. We are all tied up with Chinese central government and the structure. This will bring us to where we wanted to be, to push the technology beyond barriers, to push the technology in where we want it to be. And in a way, thanks to the work of our knowledge seekers in China, we have brought the technology to that level. And as I said, we thank the Chinese leadership, His Excellency President of China, in realizing the value of the new technology and allowing us to become part of the Chinese, the structure of science and technology. You will see evolution and changes in our work in a way that would have taken us 30, 40 years to achieve, will emerge in the coming months and years. So the teaching will carry on. As part of our agreement, our teaching will not stop. The sharing of the knowledge will not stop, but the high-level technology texts in space, defense, and others will be collaborated and agreed by the Chinese authorities before we publish. In a way, there is no stranglehold, but it gives us a freedom to do what we do. Our research centers will move into the central Chinese government hand, which means Keshe Foundation will do research with Chinese and the rest of the world scientists. The operation of the space technology, the operation of the medical and everything else. Now we are a joint partner, signed and sealed with the Chinese central government. We are not going in partnership with the Chinese organization, but we are hand in hand in China to spread the technology very rapidly. We have done many years of tests. We have done many years of research with the Chinese, with the help of our knowledge seekers. And now we have become part of the Chinese central government structure of science and technology. And we've been backed by massive financial support. But the management of the Keshe Foundation in commercialization, not in the scientific side, is not with us anymore. So what you see on the shops is the last time you buy a Keshe Foundation product, which is done by Keshe Foundation. even though the new products will be designed, will be evolved through the knowledge of the knowledge seekers. We invite many of you in the coming times to join us in our research centers in China as a joint venture international organization, even though the Chinese operation operates and will be through Chinese government.
He has a question about whether water is a beautiful gas or a beautiful liquid gas. It could guide us on oxygen as one of the main agents of life, as it is the common denominator between the liquid part of this planet, which is water, and the structure of the body, which is amino acid. We should have already understood this in our GANs boxes when the amino acid forms at the top. He mentions they have new knowledge seekers participating in the group in Brazil. Thanks for the guidance.
We have a property within oxygen which behaves like what I call gravitational point of the liquid and gas together. We have gravitational fields of this planet which connects to iron. That has a common denominator with oxygen. And when you speak about oxygen on its own, is a gas. When you speak about the hydrogen on its own, is a gas. But when you mix these two together as H2O, in inertia and gravitational magnetic field of the Earth, the new combination exists in both dimensions depending on the field strength and then the matter strength and what we call energy. What this means, in a matter state, this gas become liquid as water. If you bring it into the plasma energy level of it, it behaves like gas. We see this as part of the work and understanding of the behavior of materials. And this is why we can boil it, we can steam it, we can vaporize it, and we can separate it. Many of you should have understood this when you created CH3 and when you created CO2. And when you mix the CO2 with CH3, the CO2 and CH3, the carbon stays in a matter state gaseous condition of gas, where hydrogen and oxygen stay in energy level of the gaseous, which is different than the matter state combination. In the coming days, we will conduct a test in China where we will show new characteristics of gases, which is unknown to the present world of knowledge and science. And with this, we actually show how the new or the old systems of detection and confirmation does not work with plasma energy. And this will set cornerstones for development of new equipment for the detection of the plasma. In a test to be carried out by the Chinese laboratories for Keshe Foundation, we will show a new dimension in the world of science that separates the Keshe technology completely from matter state physics of today. We did this test some years ago in Belgium, and we kept very silent about it as what I call technology development, which was exclusive of the Keshe Foundation. And we use it in matter development quite rapidly and strengthened. And now, as we become part of the work with the Chinese government, of what we call Chinese scientists have to understand this, that we get collaboration between the two sciences of matter and plasma. And in that process, we can show the characteristics of, for example, hydrogen as a gas and oxygen as a gas, and the combination of the two as a plasma, but within the inertial magnetic field of the planet. This will give us a huge advantage in science and technology and separation of the two sciences. So, yes, both are gases, and a combination of the two as a gas creates a liquid conditional upon inertia and the gravitational magnetic field of the Earth. Where in a matter state, gravity comes from iron. In a liquid and gas state, gravity comes from oxygen, even though the two coexist as one in respect to the others. Because part of the gas is part of the plasma state of the gas, converts into matter state while it still is in the state of plasma. So it shows itself as matter, as a gas, but in fact is a state of plasma. Now, with the new research centers and with the capability in our hand in the coming years, you will see Keshe Foundation centers, research centers will solve a lot of these things and open new dimensions in science. This is why we see strange things when we do things, because we always consider what we do is just matter and matter condition because we call them. And maybe by next week or the week after, we might open this new science and technology with the permission of Chinese government officials, that this knowledge can be released in public. Then you will understand. If you understand one point is, for example, nuclear warhead, we can change the nuclear warhead material into a gas state, which has no effect. While it is within the warhead, we change it to a plasma of itself, which releases and converts it. In a way, what we say we transmute it from here to there. Americans can launch a warhead, but inside it is nothing on the warhead. Even the rocket flies. And this is the beauty of new technology, understanding it. It's like shooting a blank bullet. And this is part of understanding the changes. Transition between matter and gas. And this is what happens with water. We are so used to it that we have forgotten or we never understood the reality of the existence of it, how two gases make a liquid. But in fact, they're still in the state of plasma. And that's why 95% of our body mass is a plasma of water, not water. And in the world of science, they say 95% of our weight is water. In fact, it's a plasma of water, as we always said. Within the skin of the man is a different atmospheric condition. In the coming time, in the coming progress in development and science, we all learn new languages of technology. And the amazing thing is, the youngsters will understand it better than the older, because the older have already ingrained with the wrong information. And we bring it out to be understood in full. So in the coming weeks, in the coming months, be ready for that change. The teaching will come in an open manner, no formulas. You have to understand to change it to a system, which that system is your soul. How you want to link, how you want to create that link, how you control the strength of that link. And in so many ways, how you can make one soul out of the whole race of the Creator. And that is the ultimate goal. And in time, man will understand. And in time, the universal community will understand. In time, the changes will come in a position and in understanding of the science of creation, which is very different than the science of the man, which he has made for himself to understand the matter state of his life. Now we understand the power of the plasma, or what we call magnetic field motion of the creation. The most beautiful time for human race has arrived. And the beauty of it is, we are all in it, and we will work all together for it, and the change will come. In the next few months, with the development of technology, we'll see the silencing of guns, as the Chinese government will enforce peace in exchange for technology. With it, we'll see the change in American policy of gun policy, as the nuclear weapons of America will become worthless. Then we talk as one nation what we do together, and not one against each other. In so many ways, we deliver so much technology to the hand of the Chinese government with the what we call agreement for peace, that does not make Chinese government to become a superpower, but become all-inclusive power of all the humanity. I trusted the Chinese leadership, and in this trust, we have seen the correct conduct of the officials in the operation in the past few months. And we agree to go to the next step and are open a flow of new knowledge, an ocean of knowledge to the Chinese leadership, that they choose which part of this ocean of knowledge can be used to speed up the process of humanity to become peaceful, for everyone to be fed, and there'll be no hunger. But as we expand this sphere of the plasma, as I said, a Chinese military guy watched it outside the building, not inside the building. As he expanded, they stood outside, they saw they can see things flying outside, not just in the room. And this brought us the expansion time. And this expansion can be gradually throughout this planet, and then beyond. I developed technologies for peace, and I developed knowledge to create the condition of peace. As always said in China, Chinese government does not put gun on the street. Chinese government creates conditions that no one can commit crime. Committing crime, it becomes so hard that you don't even think about it. And this is the way to do. We create so much knowledge that no man needs to go hungry. No man needs to commit crime to feed himself and his children. And now we have found the position to do. The center of knowledge will be based in China, and laboratories and the structures are set gradually in the coming months, that knowledge seekers who work with us will come into it. As knowledge seekers, you become teachers because you have that knowledge, you have understood it, and now it's time for you to teach. We call upon many of you to join the Keshe Foundation research centers in China, and then spread the knowledge out back to your countries as we develop very rapidly new technologies. The Chinese leadership and Keshe Foundation management leadership will work hand in hand to bring the new technologies. And we make sure that it's equally shared, but it's not used against each other. These systems that are already operational in the hand of the Chinese, what they call our doctors. And now for the first time, we show you the future of the space technology in wellness. Have you received it?
Yes, I'm just about to play it here.
Okay, thank you very much. This is what you see, is what is to come. It's the first time you see the Space Center Wellness Center. These systems can reach man in the deepest part of the universe. We can hear somebody breathing very hard. As you can see, the transmutation and transportation of the soul and the physicality is within the system. And you will see each system on its own. It can reach all conditions of unwellness of the body of the man operated by doctors. This is not a Keshe Foundation, what we call a space, but it's part of the space program. And for the first time, we show what is to come. And these machines have been operating for past 12 months. We know how they work. And some of you who've been to LINS sat in some of these systems. Now they've been positioned as one of the first wellness centers in the world.